All right, in this video, we're going to go over the first question in your study guide on functions. So the first thing we are asked to do is find the domain of the following functions. So I put a little key over here that you should have in your notes somewhere, but fractions, the restrictions are that we can't have a zero in the denominator, that's the bottom of the fraction, and square roots inside the root must be greater than or equal to 0. So let's start with this one, letter A. The 3x in the top doesn't matter. I can have anything up there. What I need to do, since it's a fraction, is make sure that we don't have any zeros in the denominator. So what I do is I take x squared minus 36, that's the bottom of the fraction, and I say it can't be equal to 0. There's two ways to solve this, or two ways that jump out to me to solve this. First would be to factor, because it's difference of two squares. X minus 6 times x plus 6 is not equal to 0. And what's that give me? X can't be 6 or negative 6. This 6 comes from the minus, and this one comes from that. The other way to do it, if you don't like factoring, is to solve it more algebraically. So we could add 36 to both sides. That gives me x squared is not equal to, when I add 36 to this side, I'm just left with the x squared. And when I add 36 to the other side, I get 36 here. And then I can square root, and I get x is not equal to the square root of 36. But one thing you have to remember is you always need to have a plus or minus when we have this type of equation with the squares, which gives me x cannot be, whoops, I'll put it down here, x can't be plus or minus 6. So it's all real numbers except for x equals plus or minus 6. And I'm totally fine if you want to give your answer in this form right here. Just say what it can't be. That's totally fine. You can write plus or minus, or you can write it like this. All right, next one. Let's go to part B. Part B is a polynomial. So that one should be pretty simple. There aren't any restrictive rules. So it's the capital R, which means all real numbers. You could write out all real numbers, or you could go and put in an interval notation, write negative infinity, comma, infinity like that. Any three of these answers are good. Why is that? Well, pick any number. Can I multiply it by itself and add 6? We can. So any three of these are going to fit that equation, or going to be the correct answer for that equation. Last one, part C. So this is a square root. And what's our rule for the square roots? Well, the inside the root, which in this case is x minus 4, has to be bigger than or equal to 0. So I go bigger than or equal to 0. And then I just solve that. So I add 4 to both sides, and I get x greater than or equal to 4. You could leave it like this, or if you want to turn it to interval notation, you could write 4, comma, infinity, because infinity is bigger than the 4. We put a parenthesis on it anytime we have an infinity, and because we have the greater than or equal to sign here, put a bracket. If it was just a greater than sign, we would put a parenthesis. So either of these are okay. So hopefully you feel good with these rules and applying them to these situations.